Walk with us on the road to hell, an actual play podcast from Messy Crypt Productions.
See the bombs falling down, not to mention the fire. There's a lion in my bed, slowly moving towards me.
Almost dead yesterday, maybe dead tomorrow, but alive, gloriously alive today. Robert Jordan, Lord of Chaos. We watch as Coralie leaves a sleeping Ryan Ashdown and heads down the hall. The halls of Ashdown Manor are abandoned and quiet as a tomb. Even when there were more people here, this mansion has never felt like a home. All of the Ashdowns have lived here, and almost all of them have died here as well. We watch as she heads to the southern wing and pushes open the door to the library. Inside is a familiar figure, sitting in a wingback armchair and flipping through a book in a bored fashion. It appears that Paul was not successful in his job, the figure says as he closes the book with a snap. Nevertheless, we will continue to push forward with the plan. Coralie moves over to sit in the chair directly across from them. How much do you think they know? I don't think they know what we're planning, the man says with a shake of his head. The little bitch didn't figure it out, so it's unlikely that she could have passed the information on. We know we could kill them and just be done with it, she says as she looks down at her perfectly manicured nails. I do, darling, he says with a smile, but indulge me in this little game. It's been so long since I've had anyone to play with. She nods and leans forward in the chair. So what's the plan? Hope that they can translate that book, and then we go from there. Saga was careful in how she enchanted the thing. We keep preparing for the ritual. Coralie moves to stand, but he gently grabs her arm. She moves so their hands are intertwined. Until that run off to keep a close eye on them, they can move on during the day, unlike us. So, it's been a couple of days since the burning of the Ashdown tree and the release of Paul Ashdown's spirit, the Wraith, moving on to the Shadowlands. I'm gonna start with you, Haven. What have you been up to other than, recovering?
I haven't left my apartment very much. But that is not something super new. Outside of classes, I typically stay in. If it weren't for Lola and Penny, and to an extent Mason, and of course Ember, I would be a complete hermit. That's the one thing that being hurt or being sick kind of provides you when you are the most introverted person you've ever met in your whole life. You have an excuse to stay home. While I've been home, though, I haven't been idle. I've been doing a lot of work on my computer. It is a very extensive setup, a multi-tower, multi-hard drive command center is what I'll call it. Very technically, I shouldn't have any of this due to a situation in my youth that I won't go very much deeper into at this point. I have been prohibited from certain technology, but what people don't know won't hurt them. Right now, I am transcribing the notebooks and the texts that Leo brought over to my place into a searchable database.
Yeah, you're building that database of all of these. Some of them are what look to be older tomes. There are a lot of handwritten journals among these things. Jacob Taylor, the one for the wraiths, has a couple more. There are a few on vampires, and there's a one on werewolves too. But there are several other books as well. Just journals from various hunters, some old texts that you're not exactly sure who printed these, but they're hopefully going to be useful. And mechanically giving you a one-dot library in your haven.
I hate that. As I'm going, I am trying to make sure that these things can be cross-referenced. So a mention of something somewhere else can almost hyperlink to a spreadsheet of all other mentions between and across resources. I'm trying to make this extremely comprehensive, even though the only place I'm letting it be accessible is on this physical computer, not even in my closed network.
Yeah, you, as you're working, your phone buzzes. It is a text from your booth thing, Ember. If you look at it, it says, "Are you still hiding in the dungeon? Have you been allowed out yet?"
I text back, "I'm not a prisoner. I live here."
Well, I haven't seen you in a couple of days, so was wondering if you'd like to go to the boardwalk tomorrow night.
I text back, "Yeah, sorry, I have a huge assignment due and I kind of got lost in the weeds. But yes, I would love to hang out at the boardwalk with you tomorrow."
And you get a happy smiley face and a heart emoji, a text that says, "Great. Well, you want to meet me there around 5? I'll help walk on over after I close up the shop."
Sure you don't want me to pick you up?
You can. I wouldn't say no to a ride in your chariot.
I'm not naming my car, no matter how many suggestions you have. I'm not naming my car.
We'll find one that sticks eventually.
The one time I contributed, it was piece of shit, vomit car, but those were rejected, so.
Pick me up 5 o'clock and we'll go to the boardwalk. It's supposed to be a beautiful night tomorrow night.
With you, it always is.
And you get a talk to you later. I gotta go run the shop. Heart emoji.
I'll leave it at that and tuck the phone away, feeling that very familiar tiny twinge of guilt because I am lying. But I don't know, I've gotten used to it at this point.
I'm sure there's nothing you need to unpack there.
Nope.
So you also, while you're working on all of this, get an email or a message through your encrypted channels. It is from your good friend Daedalus. Says, "Sorry it took me a little longer than usual. Got caught up in something. Here's the info you asked for."
Too little, too late, asshole. I mutter to myself out loud. But I'll open up the files, see what he came up with a full, 3 days too late?
Yeah, well, sometimes people are busy. But what you get in the files are you get information about Paul Ashdown, that date of birth, date of being declared dead, sort of a little bit of stuff that was probably not that all that public knowledge. Apparently was sent to quite a few psychiatrists in his time. saying that someone was coming to him at night and talking to him, telling him to kill. All of this has been heavily covered up by the Ashdown family. These are redacted records from, looks like scanned records from some doctor's office. And everything ends, and there was it's hard to call them a group, and they were more of a agency that was looking into his disappearance in connection with the Slasher deaths. They're sort of one of those alphabet agencies of the government. They're just listed as OI.
When OI comes up, I'm going to try to find a reference to what that stands for.
Let's do a roll. Let's do an edge test with your global access.
Ooh, that is a crit 3 for a total of 7.
3, 7. So yeah, you come across, you're pretty sure that OI stands for the Oculus Institute. The Oculus Institute is a group that is, on their website, says that they study folklore and how it relates to the modern day, how it's formed and how it evolves.
And they were looking into a serial killing.
Apparently.
Seems odd. But I guess it is part of the town's lore, so could be in their purview, but this is a government agency?
Apparently it is funded through government grants, yes.
Huh. Did Daedalus send anything in his messages regarding the second request I made about folklore, or is that mostly contained within what was mentioned about the Oculus Institute, or does it seem like those pieces of information were separate?
Unfortunately, a lot of what you are getting is very similar to anything that's in the journals, whereas the journals are firsthand experience. You're getting the folklore of it, the stories of these ghosts with unfinished business, these ties to specific objects, something called the Shadowlands.
Is there any mention of the Shadowlands in the journal so far? I haven't transcribed all of them.
It's in a journal, one of Jacob's journals. It's about a time where he and his cell went into this spooky hospital, and they found themselves in sort of a altered reality version of the hospital with their fears attacking them, and all of these strange creatures preying on their fears and desires. Doesn't say specifically, but it could be related to the Shadowlands.
I go into the database that I am putting together and open up the edition that I put together for my own writings and my own journaling to add in the information. And I talk for a little bit just about these connections and what it might mean, some theorizing on what this could lead to, and notes to myself to do a bit more research. And once I have done this, I message back to Daedalus. Okay, you came through on your end. Send me the details of what you need. And like I said, we'll be square.
You get a message back that says, good to hear it. He needs any files that exist on this specific warehouse burning down in Boston about 1.5 years ago.
I know that Lola has made reference to this previously, have I not?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And recently mentioned that Coralie had something to do with it as well. Or at least was linked to it. I physically lean back in my chair and cross my arms, studying the message. Okay. I guess Alice has already tripped. Let's see where the rabbit hole goes. And I'm going to set to work
Yeah, give me one more global access check.
There's 3 successes.
3 successes. So you pull up actually scant few files on this. You find a incident report from the police that's heavily redacted. And it's about all that you can get out of it is police and fire department responded to this fire and they put it out, but they were never allowed access to the building because some government agency came in and closed everything off, saying it was related to an ongoing investigation that they were working on.
Does it specify which government agency had jurisdiction over this fire?
It does not, but it says that the agent that they were liaisoned with was one Diana Bishop.
I'm going to do some searching into her. Should I do another roll?
Yeah, if you want to continue down this rabbit hole, do it. Give me another.
So that'll be 5 because I got another crit and a regular success.
So yeah, it takes you a while. You are at your computer, and as far as you can tell, Diana Bishop does not work for the NSA, the FBI, the CIA, any of those big alphabet agencies. Diana works for the Oculus Institute.
Huh. So it's not just a coincidence then. I'm going to do as Daedalus requested. I remove all the files, even though there are very few to be found, making sure that there are copies to be sent to him, and keeping copies for my own records. Heavily encrypted, of course.
Of course.
But I'm a little suspicious because this is some of the easier work he has sent my way. Maybe he feels bad.
Who knows? But you get a message back that says, "Thanks. Pleasure doing business with you."
Well, next time I'm not working for favors, you know my fee.
Of course. And I will happily pay it. I will let you know if I have anything else that needs doing.
Fuck off, you prick.
As Haven stays bent over this computer and working on all of this, the camera will shift and we'll find ourselves checking in on Penelope. It's been about a day.
I am probably at my uncle's then, I think. That makes the most sense. I slept over. Haven's probably doing her own thing, so I am probably going home. Home as in my uncle's place, just so I can give Haven some space. I can go and shower. I only have funeral clothes. I'd like to not be in funeral clothes. I think this isn't bad luck to go to bed like with the funeral clothes too. I think I just broke a lot of rules here.
I won't tell anyone if you don't.
But yeah, no, I'm going home. Gotta also feed muffins.
So yeah, you head back to the apartment above the laundromat. Give us a snapshot of what this apartment is like.
This is, so yeah, kind of like you said, it's one of those apartments where the business is the first level and probably the basement level as well. Living quarters are above. I really think that this is like 2 stories, 3 stories tops, but really it's just 2. And it is an older building. You know, the floors creak like every 3rd step. This place could use a little bit more love in terms of like a reno, but it's still like sturdy, you know, like it's not going anywhere. Maybe in 10 years it really needs like a bigger reno. Upstairs is very homely, very lived in, very much a man lives here, I would say. An uncle-aged man lives here. There's no real like
feminine touch.
Yeah, like honestly, there's just nothing here. It's like, I don't even think he could follow an IKEA catalog. He just bought what was on sale for the IKEA stuff. It just lives there. Maybe there's like a new cabinet that is unfinished because we need to find time to finish this while we install it, you know? There are extra rooms though, of course, because this whole level would be like the equivalent of a living room, kitchen, dining room merged, maybe a couple extra rooms that have all been converted into bedrooms. Her uncle has his own, and she has honestly, I think Penelope right now has the room that would have been the primary bedroom, solely because this room used to be where her cousins also lived. So this bedroom's got like a bunk bed, maybe 2 bunk beds going on. It's like when the kids stay over, we all just jump into this room because there's like 4 beds, minimum 4 beds, probably a couple pull-out beds too. This is just the cool kids like sleepover room where everything's there, so it has the most space.
Yeah, you do that, and I imagine first thing you're gonna do, take a shower, put on fresh clothes.
Yeah, my cousins don't really live here anymore. They're kind of traveling. One of them's getting married. They're doing their own thing. They're working, but like all of their stuff is still here. And like in terms of like their personal effects, it's probably pushed further into the corner now. So it's like that's their corner, but that's also where all their stuff is. So if they were to ever come back, it's still there.
Yeah, of course. You're coming out after changing into fresh clothes, taking a shower, and you hear a voice say, "You wouldn't happen to know anything about why the Ashdown tree burned, would you?"
Yeah.
Care to share with the class? As your uncle sort of comes out of the kitchen with a coffee cup in his hand, this sort of like early 40s, still very handsome Asian man with like long dark hair, full well-trimmed beard.
Well, so there was like a wraith incident.
Uh-huh.
And we dealt with that.
And
it was Paul Ashdown, who by the way is the Marlin Bay slasher.
You could have called.
I know.
Don't really do the full hunting thing anymore, but I can help out when needed.
Yeah, to be fair, we weren't expecting to really do any of that last night. I didn't realize wraiths were so aggressive.
Yeah, they can be.
Yeah.
Especially when they weren't a good person in life.
I don't think serial killer is a very good person. So he was he's also the one that kind of my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't think you bought. I fell real good.
No, I didn't. You've got a really bad poker face. No. I think I can't even say it right now. Okay, fine. So I started lying. But yeah, the wraith killed Kameron, so we were able to kind of figure that out. And after the funeral, it tried to run us off the road, and we're safe that way. Well, no, that's a little bit of a lie. Haven is kind of fucked up, but she's borrowing my sling, so things, we're healing for now. I think this goes like way deeper. Usually does, but I'm glad you're okay. I wouldn't want to have to explain to your parents.
See, that's but could you like help me explain to them when they get back? The last time I was able to call them, I only was able to tell them that Kameron died, but I haven't been able to fill them with anything. Also, I like grabbed so much salt, I used the whole bag. So I gotta you need to restock on salt. That's my bad.
That's fine. I needed to go to the grocery store anyways. Yeah, I can be there when you talk to your parents.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Are you trying to go back into the field?
I haven't given it much thought, but also there might be some vampires in town, so I might have to.
There probably are. There usually are. Wherever there are people, there's at least a couple of vampires.
One of my friends, her name's Lola. She's kind of, I don't know. One of them, and he like super looks like this is the most vampire looking man ever. His surname's Valentine. You know what I mean? That's pretty vampire-y. But he's looking for her. And then she ran into another one. I think or at least again, we don't have like proof, but it's like
shit suspicious.
Yeah, and it's like if I had a nickel, we shouldn't even have one nickel, but now it might be two. It's a little weird, and it's also they're coming for like her, so it's scary. And my other friend also kind of has, well, he's just always troubled, but he kind of also can kind of like he has a spidey sense for it, kind of like Mom.
Yeah, it's a kind of a defense mechanism that people develop.
So I mean, I think we might end up having to do it. We found a suspicious book too. There's just a lot of weird shit going on. So I guess I have to go back to the field.
The book. What's suspicious about it?
It's like leather bound and really culty, and I'll like go rummage through my bag and let my uncle look at the book.
As you pull it out of your bag and sort of take it over, a post-it note sort of falls out of the book. It has Kameron's handwriting on it.
I'll just grab it as it totally falls out. I'm not coordinated enough to catch something before it falls to the ground, even if it's paper. So I'll pick it up.
It is Kameron's handwriting on it, and if you take a look at what it says, "Who is Saga Abernathy?" ? And it appears to have fallen off one of the early pages of this strange book. And if you actually open it up and flip through it, you'll find Kameron has put sticky notes and pages that she's written, like not pages from the book, but like pages she like ripped out of her, like a different notebook, and was like trying to translate and make notes on in this book. It appears that she's had this thing for a while and was looking at it. And as you hand it over to your uncle, he will open it and flip through it. And this is certainly something. There's about 5 or 6 different languages in this book, from what I can tell already.
Yeah. You think it's like witch stuff? It feels like witch stuff.
Possibly. It opens up to a page that has a sort of a symbol of what looks to be a ritual circle on it, and it looks different than things I have seen before. But yet again, there's a lot of versions of witchcraft and magic out there. It's very specific to kinds of people. And he also looks at the symbol on the front cover and looks like he is trying to recognize it, and like you feels like he knows it but can't put his finger on it. And I'll look into this. I can keep it safe. I can see what I can translate. I probably know somebody who speaks some of the dead languages in this book, so I can reach out.
I was gonna say, Victor was into magic, so he's busy though. He's in the field. I don't know. You don't think Mom and Dad are not super into magic? Dad's into ghosts, Mom's into big monsters, but
no, magic was never. I studied magic more than they did, so.
Okay. I didn't know that you were the one into magic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I taught Victor.
These are new things that I'm learning.
You never asked before. And I know you were not in the field, so I was never going to try and pressure you on these things.
I only did a few things in the field. Like I was really good bait. So, you probably don't want to hear that.
Not really.
Okay, so I guess if you could ask around, that would be really good. We're gonna try and figure stuff out. Oh, we befriended a cop. Sounds so bad. I just pull out Leo's card and just like hand it over. But like he was a vampire hunter, and he's also kind of helping us with this. He let us borrow like all of his journals and stuff that he used while out on the field, and he doesn't know anything about like actual hunters stuff, so I thought maybe it might be.
Yeah, I can reach out and chat with him, see if bring him into, if he's open to it, bring him into the fold, kind of thing.
He might be. I mean, he's like, I think his entire cell died or something. He kind of mentions vaguely about losing a lot of people, but it sucks to be by yourself in all of this. And I read he's still trying to help us. So also, I think he's looking to just quit. He should just quit by now so we can stop calling him the cop, because he's not very cop-like.
Yeah, well, I'll reach out and chat with him, find him better job opportunities.
It would be, I mean, I am happy he's here. If it's vampires we're dealing with, I don't. Do you know much about vampires? That's another thing. Maybe I should just be asking you questions that will.
I mean, I've tangled with my fair share of vampires. They're everywhere. So you deal with them more than certain other things. Wraiths are they're not incredibly common. But I mean, I know a little bit about vampires, so I can always help with that.
You wouldn't know how to spot one and how to stop one. Those would be the best ones, well, I guess.
To spot one, it's generally, a lot of times they don't look fully human. Like some of them absolutely do not look human, but they look like a corpse. They can sometimes make themselves like blend in a little bit, but usually they don't eat, they don't drink. Cold body. I would wish it could be like the movies where you'd say religious symbols or holy water. That only works on some of them.
Okay. Oh boy.
But generally, sunlight. Sunlight generally works on all of them.
Sunlight. Oh, okay. Do you think UVs and stuff like that work on them?
It's a possibility. I haven't tried it because I don't generally go vampire hunting, but someone may have and may know more than me on that one.
Gosh, I don't really. I should have came with a list. Could I maybe bring my friends over one day so they could maybe ask you questions?
Sure, yeah. Bring them over. Well, I'll do the so you want to be a hunter conversation.
It might be, actually, that might be really helpful because they know. They know, but I'm also not the best person to really introduce them to all of this. Also, I tried to tell one of my friends, and despite all, maybe she believes now, but she's very like logical, skeptic kind of person. But she also got like thrown across the street from her car, so like maybe things have changed.
And maybe it's around this time your phone buzzes.
I'll check it.
Mm-hmm. And Claudia would just be Claudia on your phone, right?
I do. Yeah, we exchanged numbers.
There's a text from her saying, "It was good seeing you last night. Have time in the next day or so to grab lunch?"
Yeah, sure. I have time. Send.
Great. Tomorrow at the griddle? around noon.
Yeah, sure. I'll see you there.
And is there any other questions you wanted to ask your uncle?
Do you know, like, if there's a way to, I don't know, make Muffins more protected when we go and fight? To be fair, Muffins, like, she was fucking up that wraith.
You've trained her very well.
But I'm just worried, you know, like, some of these things are really strong. And Muffins she's just a dog. She's a really good dog. She's my princess. She's my everything. I say this because Muffins is very smart and within very clearly earshot. Like, I think Muffins will know when I'm talking. I'm not even talking shit. I'm being realistic, but I don't think Muffins appreciates that right now.
Your uncle will think for a second and will say, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can look into it. A talisman of some kind.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that she's safe, you know? That thing hit me once and like messed up my shoulder. I'm just really worried if we go up against just like another vampire.
Yeah, you continue this conversation and, start researching stuff for the book. And if there's a possible way to give Muffins more plot armor. And we're going to move back to Haven. As you're working on all this, your phone rings. You get a call from this person, usually like once, twice a month at most. They are the person who's been dedicated to check in with you due to your parole.
Oh, I'll answer the phone.
What is their name in your phone?
Because I'm a shithead. Her name's Apollo. Seems thematically appropriate.
You hear the familiar voice, and they say, Haven, how's it been?
Been better. I'm a little busy.
I won't take up too much of your time. I just wanted to do our regular check-in.
Just ask your questions. I have a lot of schoolwork to do.
Yeah, how it goes? You're staying away from computers and things like that other than to do schoolwork as necessary?
As I am typing on my very illegal computer, yes, of course. I am a child of the law.
Good. Not doing anything could get you into more trouble.
Arm in a sling from being thrown out of my car window by a ghost? Oh, of course not. I avoid trouble like the plague.
Glad to hear it. Do you remember their actual name? Or are they just Apollo in your mind?
It's probably like Tim, Jim, something like that. And then the last name is like Graves. Some kind of police procedural bullshit.
Yeah, you answer that question. You answered a couple of questions. Just generally, keeping out of trouble, not using technology that you shouldn't, various things. You know how it goes. You do it twice a month. And they say, great. We only have, 2 more years?
Just about.
Well.
Who's counting?
Certainly not me.
You're too chipper for this job. Ever think about Baskin Robbins? They do a lot of singing.
My voice is horribly flat. I can't carry a tune.
Oh, well, you have such a chipper attitude.
It's all the coffee I drink.
Be real with me. Do we really need to do this song and dance every time?
Yes, I have to log that I have done this.
Fine, whatever. Check off your list. Then do not call me for 2 weeks.
Of course. I will call you back in 2 weeks to do our usual check-in.
Anything else?
Just take care of yourself.
I always do.
And we'll hang up.
I do remember a time when I was deathly afraid of that man, where it was always the yes, sir, no, sir, of course not, sir. But I think enough time has passed and I've gotten so sick of this shit that I can't help but be a little bitch about it. Because when you have one marketable skill and very technically doing that skill is illegal, it kind of grates on you a little bit. A couple more years and then it's no one's business but mine.
Well, our day will flip over into the next, and I'm going to start with Penny as you approach the grill around noonish. You already see that Claudia is in there and has grabbed you a booth. She is sort of dressed in, casual athleisure workout gear.
I am also dressed in semi-casual workout clothes, but the difference between Claudia and me is that I am not working out. I am very tired. I think I'm very sore still because lots of stuff was, especially my feet. I ran on like concrete, but like a highway concrete, so there's shit everywhere. I probably had to jump past the glass from Haven's car, which, by the way, we totally have to now get that window fixed. That's a hazard. That is a hazard for Haven, but that's also like a law hazard. And the last thing we need is like a real cop coming in and finding us. So yeah, I'm probably in like the equivalent of athletic leggings, very, very comfortable running shoes, and a hoodie, big hoodie. The hoodie is probably like a university hoodie, but like I like purposely bought to be like 2 sizes too big,
Yeah. It's for the Marlin Bay College. It's got the shark logo that they have, for their sports team on it. You see her and she'll give you a smile and a wave as you sit down across from her. She has a cup of coffee and is just sort of looks relaxed, happy.
Okay, so I'll take a seat. I'm gonna sit across from her. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
About as good as it can get. How are you?
Been awake since 4 a.m. Feeling pretty good.
Since 4 a.m. Were you?
Had lacrosse practice this morning, and then I went and do a workout. And
Right. I'm real glad that lacrosse is still working out for you.
Yeah, it's actually worked out surprisingly well. Cheerleading is not really a thing that I saw myself doing forever. I kind of just did it in high school because it was what the popular kids did. And, when I tried lacrosse in senior year, I actually really enjoyed it and continue to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's you're also really good at it, so I'm just
Thank you.
I'm just glad that you are doing things you like.
Yeah. It's been an interesting couple of years, as kind of getting away from high school and like figuring out who you are beyond the cliques and everything. But how have you been? Like, things haven't been great, but
Honestly, I think I'm just kind of coasting, but I definitely feel a lot more normal or better from senior year. So yeah.
It's good. I remember what it was like. I don't mean this to sound bad, but you look alive again.
Yep. No, it's just easier. It's gotten easier. Mm-hmm. I volunteer at the animal shelter, and that really helped a lot.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
look
glad
at
for you.
muffins.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, yeah, it really helped a lot.
Yeah, I noticed. And, she kind of, can I just,
Yeah, of course. Just, you know, don't go crazy.
yeah. I always like to ask before.
I thank you for asking. Muffins is a good girl. She's probably like really enjoying the attention. We're gonna get her some water in this diner for sure.
Muffins lets it go on for just long enough and then kind of pulls back a little bit. It seems like maybe Muffins isn't completely comfortable around Claudia.
Okay. Well, Muffins has never met Claudia, so that's probably it. That's how I'm gonna rationalize it. So, besides school, and lacrosse, have you done anything else? Are you gonna become like a super professional lacrosse player?
I mean, maybe.
I think you could do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting out of this town, I would certainly enjoy that. Currently, just trying to figure out, maybe like sports medicine. That might be a thing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like even if I don't do lacrosse, it kind of lets me be like sports adjacent.
And like, well, who would know athletes better than an athlete, right? Actually,
Yeah.
maybe a super mega fan might know you might know you better in a parasocial way.
I mean, it's something, and I think I've settled on what I want to major in. Have you decided what you want to major in?
I've kind of decided, why not just follow into the family business for a little bit? I mean, museum curating is really cool. Specifically, if I can get the things that I want to get, and I mean, it's not every day that you can say that you are making something out of an English degree.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that you're like finding something you're passionate about.
Yeah, I'm just going into more of the folk stuff, and I mean, who knows if they ever do a hyper specific documentary. Maybe I can show up on Netflix if it's still alive by then to say
Maybe.
like 5 things.
Your 5 minutes of fame.
Gets a degree in Marlin Bay.
Man, this place has got some history around it. I think you could probably get an entire degree just around the Ashdowns themselves at this point.
Oh yeah, they certainly have quite a bit of history.
Yeah, the Ashdowns do. And Penny, would you give me a wits insight roll?
2 successes.
2 successes. As you're talking with Claudia, you detect some bitterness about feeling stuck in this town. Bitterness to the Ashdowns. That's weird. There's stuff below the surface that she's not saying, but she desperately wants to get out of this town, and she doesn't particularly like the Ashdowns.
Are you got, I don't know, any plans to ever leave?
Hopefully, once school's done. That's the plan currently. As school's done, I get a job away from here.
That makes sense. I mean, which athlete you gonna do all that doctor stuff on? None from here. Maybe a swimmer?
I never really saw myself staying in Marlin Bay, if you understand. And it's just,
Yeah. I've thought about leaving once or twice, but I don't know. It's a little bit hard. I mean, my siblings are the twins, they're getting pretty big. I mean, they're almost done high school. Who knows? Maybe they'll leave first, and then I'll be like, what am I doing here? I should go. Maybe do like one trip outside and see how I feel.
Yeah. You know, Boston's not too far. Go down there.
That's true. I mean, it's not like I've never been. It's just, I don't know.
Never been as an adult.
Yeah.
It's like an entirely different thing, you know.
Or on my own. That's definitely a better one.
Yeah, I was supposed to go on like a trip between senior year and first year of college that kind of fell apart. So haven't really traveled anywhere as an adult yet.
Well, maybe we could take a trip in the summer.
I might be down for that.
Weather will be better. Some time away might be good. And everybody leaves during the summer anyways.
All the locals leave during the summer, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Our tourist season is like, during whale watching time.
Yeah. A trip next summer. Sounds nice. And I think you spend a little bit longer talking about this whatever this trip is, throwing ideas back and forth as we move back to Haven. You have a date.
I do.
Yeah, you have a date tonight.
With my partner. What I have done is I passed off my car, and meanwhile I just have a rental.
Yeah. It certainly raises an eyebrow as Ember comes out of the comic book shop, locking the door behind them, headed towards the car. And they're just like, upgrade?
No, I do not have the cash for that. The old car had a couple issues, so it's at the shop, but I can afford a rental for a couple days.
Yeah, and here I thought it was for just, little old me.
If you wanted money, you're dating the wrong person.
That's fair. So if you wanted money, you're dating the wrong person.
Oh, really? I might need to go.
Yeah, this I love this place, but it's a sinkhole of cash.
Yeah, being a small business owner in America, not really.
Small business owner in an incredibly niche business.
So, boardwalk.
Boardwalk. You still got your arm in the sling, right?
I'm driving with one arm.
Yeah, and when they get in, they'll see that your arm is in a sling, and they'll just be like, "What happened? You okay?"
Okay, you're gonna be mad at me. So, like, just get the anger out now, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Just purge all that anger. All right, let it dissipate into the air.
Mm-hmm.
After the funeral, I was hanging out with the others, and we got a little shit-faced, and I slipped going down the stairs to my place.
I knew that place was gonna kill you. It's trying already.
It was my fault. Don't blame my beautiful, beautiful home.
I will blame the dungeon. It is its fault.
It's
it
not
wants
a
to
dungeon.
murder you. It's underground and it's very dark, and you won't ever let me see it.
You you can't see it until you learn to respect the vision. It's dirt cheap. It's a solid place for my needs. But you have a better apartment, so I figured you wouldn't want to downgrade.
Sure, yeah, keep your secrets in your little dungeon. Kind of sticks their tongue out at you, silly. Just being a little silly.
Do I detect genuine frustration under the joke?
Give me a wits insight roll.
4 successes.
there's like a little lingering frustration. It's just Ember like wants you to open up and understands that there are things that, you know, you probably won't, or it'll take a while, but it's just wants you to feel comfortable being able to open up to them for anything. And just there's a little bit of frustration at the fact that like they've never given you any reason to think why they wouldn't be accepting.
I'm going to take their hand with my good hand. Hey, you know, it's okay to be frustrated with me. I know I'm not the easiest person to love.
You know, everyone has their things, and I understand, you know, we're still new in the scheme of things, so, you know, everyone opens up at a different speed.
It's hard. You know, you've been out of Marlin Bay, and I haven't, and I don't really think I know yet who I am outside of this place with all of its skeletons and ghosts.
That's fair.
I'm trying. You know how my parents are.
Yeah, I understand.
Honestly, you should be really pleased that I have gotten as far as I have. I'm a success despite everything in my path.
You know what? I'll give you that.
And I'm hot as hell.
You know,
Smart.
another point in your favor.
I got a car most of the time. You could do worse.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of the people you hang out with. I definitely could do worse.
Yeah, Mason will take offense to that. I'll make sure to let him know. Come on. Let's go have a date.
I'm going to win you something large and stuffed.
Okay, but it's staying at your place.
Okay.
Wouldn't want to relegate the giant unicorn to the dungeon. We'll head to the boardwalk.
You have a wonderful date, and at some point, Ember sort of like plants you at a table and is like, I'm going to go get a lot of fried food. I will be right back. Hold this table.
I'll guard it like a hawk.
Yeah. You watch them wander off towards the nearest place to buy food, and they're probably doing what any people, like a person does when they're like left alone, checking your phone. And yeah, you're doing that, and you hear a relatively familiar voice say, well, if you look like that, I'd hate to see the other guy.
I'm gonna look up.
Like leaning over the table looking at you is a familiar face of it's Vince, your ex. Sort of tall biker man, you know, a little scruffy beard, and the slicked back dark hair. You know, see him in the distressed jeans, the boots, the t-shirt, and with his cut over it.
What the fuck do you want?
I mean, I just saw you here. I thought I'd say hi, and I noticed, yeah. What happened?
Wow, great story. Gonna sell the movie rights?
I don't know. They might just give me a corn chip.
Wow, you're so funny.
I try.
Yeah, but looks don't count for anything. Fuck off.
Okay. I don't know what I did to make you this hostile towards me, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, you not knowing is part of the problem, asshole.
Fine. Yeah, we'll sort of hold his hands up in supplication as he, steps back. Give me a wits insight roll.
Another crit. What is happening tonight when it does not matter? 7 successes. I hate that I read this man better than I read my current partner.
Yeah, there's like genuine concern that he feels. You you look like somebody who's been through a lot, and maybe he was approaching with just the we know each other, and I at one point considered you a friend, maybe something more, and you just kind of tell him to fuck off, and he's like, okay, clearly unsure of what he ever did to make you feel this way, but he also doesn't want to push it, so
I fucking fell, okay?
yeah.
Yuck it up.
All right. Well, I certainly hope you gave the ground the good what for. Sorry.
What have you been doing around here?
I brought my little sister out here. She wanted to come. She's he points over to like one of the carnival games. Keep an eye on her.
I do soften a little because I do really like his little sister.
Yeah.
How's she doing?
Getting ready to enter middle school.
Really?
Yeah. She's it's gonna be Spitfire. Just fucking gonna eat them all alive.
Fucking good.
That's what I keep saying. Men are trash, and I understand it.
Well, broken clock is right twice a day, so.
Yeah, well. And he watches as the game wraps up, and he's like, I gotta go. Take care of yourself.
You too, I guess.
And, you watch as he moves back, and, he's immediately handed a giant stuffed unicorn to hold as he continues to, he walks off with his little sister. Ember comes back with plates of fried food, all of your usual boardwalk staples, funnel cake, fried Oreos, all of that. And you have a good rest of your date. And the camera will shift away once more, and we'll figure out what everyone else got up to next time.